Chapter 29. Planet Vegeta. In the dark of night, two Scions are still awake, studying thousands upon thousands of records. They had been at it for weeks, and still had no answers, only more questions. Father, what do you think he meant when he said this? Indivaya asks, showing Vegeta part of a printout. I'm not sure. We don't have a record of anyone by that name in the entire Empire. Vegeta says, working through his own stack, that the trackers were unable to follow him after he used that instant transmission of his is worrying. It hasn't had an issue tracking him as far as Earth, or that Trinera system he blew up. That doesn't make sense. We tested that ourselves, and the system should be able to track him no matter where he goes. It tracked me just fine, even when I went to our farthest outposts. Indivaya says, that's part of the mystery, son, Vegeta explains, changing pages. They are silent for a time, continuing to read, before Indivaya gasps. Father, read this. He exclaims, handing over a printout. Vegeta reads silently before his eyes rise to meet Indivia's. Looks like we may find some answers after all. Planet Vegeta, 1 week later. I found myself extremely uncomfortable. I was sitting between two Scions I didn't even know, at a table in a club of sorts. Why Bara would ever invite me along to something like this, I'll never know. I certainly never showed any interest. That several of the girls kept eyeing me up only made it worse. This body is 15 ladies, Jesus. You all are at least 30. I thought, rolling my eyes. Bara was in the middle of telling the group a story from our days at the academy, which I will admit was pretty humorous. No. See, KLL here thought it would be funny to prank our team leader. Even though I tried to explain to him that there was no way he would just roll out of bed in the morning, and not at least look around, KLL still went through the effort. He explained, barely holding in his laughter. So when he woke up the next morning, and rolled right out the open-air entrance to the alcove, falling nearly 50 feet before remembering he could fly, well, let's just say he screams like a girl. He finished. The few people with us laughed pretty hard at the situation. I smiled for a moment, thinking back on it. It had been years since I'd last thought about my time at the academy. I wished I hadn't held back quite so much. I can only imagine how far I'd have come if I hadn't spent 8 years working my way up. Oh well, nothing to be done for it on this playthrough. Maybe next time. I thought. As the night continued on, I was getting more and more bored. I had things I really needed to do, like training, or brooding, something other than sitting here. I could always just use instant transmission to pop away. Not like anyone could stop me. I thought, taking another sip of my drink. That'd be rude to Bara. Maybe I'll be lucky enough that there is an emergency. I murmured to myself. Of course, testing the gods of irony is a dangerous proposition at any time. Doing so during a time of potential crisis is doubly so. I had no sooner finished speaking when a sudden sense of foreboding overcame me. I jumped to my feet, accidentally knocking the table onto its side. KLL, what's wrong? Bara asked, already moving over to me. I don't know. Can't you feel that? I ask, looking around wildly, spreading my senses as wide as possible. Feel what, man? What's going on? Bara asks. I can't explain it. Something terrible is about to happen. I exclaim. The club has quieted down completely at my freak out. While barely anyone here knows me, they do at least know of me. My behavior, while odd, was cause for concern as far as everyone was aware. KLL, I don't feel anything, man. There's nothing on the system either. Bara says. Not a second after he spoke, every scouter in the room, along with the emergency broadcast system, beeped loudly. Attention! If you are located in the vicinity of the southern mountains, you need to evacuate immediately. This is an order. Leave your things, and get as far away as you can. King Vegeta's voice filtered through. I smash through a window to reach the outside of the club. I concentrate my senses on the southern mountain range, but besides those leaving the area, I don't sense anything. Bara follows me up, stopping in midair next to me. I'm scanning all over, but nothing is coming to me. KLL, what's happened? Bara began, before the mountains far to the south of us interrupt him by exploding. The mountain range erupts in a massive explosion of energy, the air pressure alone nearly knocking me from the air. Even nearly 7 miles, the force of it feels like I've been hit by a truck. However, that isn't the bit that has me worried. Dear God, I whisper, feeling the nearly malevolent energy wash over me. With a hard shove, I push to Super Saiyan 2 and shove to my max of 43B. I feel Bara ascend as well, and am heavily surprised by his power level. At 37B, he's come very far in a short time. If I had more time, I would congratulate him. I concentrate, disappearing with a pop. Another pop, and I've reappeared in a scene that would most likely haunt my dreams if I still had them. The energy is dense, almost suffocating in its intensity. At the center of the molten rock and metal floats Broly, in all his legendary Super Saiyan glory. New Namek. An idyllic day is shattered, as a small pod breaks through the atmosphere, flying along before slamming into the ground. A few minutes later, a Scion warrior steps out of the dust cloud, clicking his scouter while searching for life. Blasting off into the air, he flies across the hemisphere in search of his goal, Grand Kai's planet. After the events of weeks past, things had settled down quite nicely. It was into this piece that two figures appeared in a small flash of light. Walking with purpose, ignoring those that bow to them, they quickly find their way into the Grand Kai's palace. Sitting on his throne, almost as though expecting them, the Grand Kai stands upon seeing them. "Welcome, Supreme Kai. It has been a very long time." Grand Kai says. "It has, yes. However, I don't have time to spend any here. I need to speak with the Scion that North Kai has met. I believe that with training, he may be able to defeat Bu." He says. "Understood. North Kai has returned to his planet, but I can have him here within the hour." "Shall I?" Grand Kai asks. "Yes, please. Planet Vegeta. Combat has started. Enemies, Broly LVL 29. 200,000 XP. With a roar, the area around us is nearly flash-fried. Only our own concentrated energy protecting us from the chaos. Broly's energy has nearly tripled in strength, and with him starting stronger than I could reach with Super Kaioken, this situation was going to quickly go to hell. Fuck. Come on, Spark of Divinity, now's your chance. I think, as the energy whips around us. When nothing happens, I can't help but feel disappointed. Bara, we don't have much time. I yell through the maelstrom. We only have one chance. I'm going to use instant transmission to get close, and try to use it again to get him away from Planet Vegeta. KLL, no. Even at this distance, his energy is overwhelming our own. Any closer, and it will actually hurt you. Let me do it, please. I'm the weaker of us too. Bara yells back, as another blast of energy rolls over us. No, Bara, listen. We have very limited time here, before he grows so strong that he's unstoppable. It may hurt me very badly, but I can handle it. Now distract him, I'm going in. I yell, before disappearing with a sudden pop. I reappear a split second later, just a foot from his back. The energy at this range feels like fire and acid, burning away at my energy and my skin. I struggle to move my hand forward, just trying to get the slightest grip on him. The flesh on my hand burns, as I scream, getting closer and closer. With a hard shove, I manage to connect and concentrate as hard as I can on a faraway rock. With a pop, I'm gone, dragging Broly along with me. Outpost 199A. As we reappear several thousand light years away, I'm already moving as far from Broly as possible. The skin on my left hand is charred, nearly to the bone. I know that until I can heal, it's going to be useless. The energy around Broly swirls, and with another burst, solidifies as a wall of bright green light. The energy slams into me, knocking me even further back. The scream coming from him is heart-wrenching, yet terrifying. His body is covered with what appears to be an electrical storm, arcing and flashing. His hair, already spiked in all directions, seems to sharpen and grow slightly longer. Fuck me. He has access to legendary Super Saiyan 2, I think, as his power level is multiplied several times over. Outpost 199A is a small planetoid devoid of life. The small base we have on site is abandoned and has been for over a decade, which is good, as this planet won't be here when we're done. The energy around Broly begins building up again, as though it's preparing for something. It feels like he's going to explode. I thought as I tried desperately to think of a plan. I could leave him here and hope that after destroying the outpost he would calm down. I didn't know how well that would work, as several of the stories he shared with us involved destroying an entire solar system. I think that, whatever happens here, I need to put him down, and quickly. His roar of pain and anger multiplies, the sky beginning to shake above us. What little clouds exist on this planet freeze and shatter, before boiling away. His body unfurls from an almost fetal position, stretching backward, as his screams reach a nearly deafening level. His already almost impossible power level multiples again, and again, as his hair begins to grow even longer. Grand Kai's planet. King Kai appears with a slight pop of displacing air, and quickly enters into the Grand Kai's palace. After being shown to a meeting room off the side of the main chambers, he quickly bows to both the Grand Kai and the Supreme Kai. Grand Kai, Supreme Kai, I came as quickly as I could. Your message didn't have any details. How can I be of service? King Kai asks. North Kai, Kibito, and I have spoken at length about the Bu situation. With Beerus being unwilling to help us contain Bu, we have little choice. I need you to get your Scion pupil here as soon as possible, so that he may start his training. The fate of the entire universe hangs in the balance. The Supreme Kai explains. Of course, Supreme Kai. Just give me one moment, and I'll contact him. Kane Kai exclaims, before turning slightly away and focusing. His antennae twitch a few times as he tries to track down KLL. Not finding him on planet Vegeta, Earth, or New Namek, he spreads his awareness further and further out. There is a sudden spark of electricity along his antennae that ends with a small explosion of energy that knocks him onto his back. And North Kai, are you all right? Supreme Kai asks. Outpost 199A. The situation is quickly becoming untenable. The energy he is putting off is unbearable, and I'm not sure how much longer this poor planet can take it. Earthquakes shake the entire planet. The light atmosphere around us crackles with energy. Lightning rains down on us, with only my own energy protecting me. I concentrate, forcing my anger and rage into my palm. A small ball of energy forms, wispy like smoke. With a push, it ignites, burning with a bright white light. I reach back, before launching it into the air above us. As it reaches its zenith, it explodes, filling the sky with ethereal white light. Warning! Blutz wave absorption. Warning! The energy washes over the area, filling me with what almost feels like static. I take a second to center myself, before looking up into the bright light. Warning! Transformation imminent. Warning! Everything begins to flash, red filling my vision as golden fur erupts from my arms. I can feel my body beginning to swell. There is a flash of white light off to my side, causing me to turn. Kibito and the Supreme Kai are standing there, staring at me in horror. There is nothing I can do to stop the transformation, and I know I have scant seconds before I lose all control. Run, you fools! I roar, as everything begins to fade to red.